Hello, extraordinaries, and welcome to another exciting episode of the High Performance Consciousness Podcast. My name is Matthew Paddy, and if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. I really hope you get a lot out of this episode, and in doing so, go and listen to as many of my other podcasts in this same series as you can, so that you can piece together this giant jigsaw puzzle of the game of life, the game of business, and how to play it so that you win, and you win faster than ever before. So without further ado, let's dive right on into today's episode, which is all around staging success. So think about it as in this way. Before you run a race, let's say that you're an athlete, you would stage an event in your mind and in your body to go through the performance that you desire in order to get the result that you desire. So you would stage your body, you would prepare your body. So up to this point before the race, you've done training, flexibility, fitness, maybe agility, whatever it may have been. You've prepared your body for this moment. Likewise, you've prepared your mind, and you've prepared your mind to work consciously and unconsciously to go through these habits that you've formed and built through the practice of and the art of practice through your training. So the other aspect of mind is to see the end. And all the podcasts that I've done, you will notice that there is a common thread, a golden thread that runs through each and every podcast and every narrative and piece of, the success puzzle that I've shared with you. And that is to see the end, to enroll yourself and all of your senses into the end result. So before you start the race, you have essentially prepared yourself to stage the event that you want to experience ahead of time. And that event, i.e., leads to an experience, which may be winning the race, creating a personal best time, or jump, or throw, whatever it's going to be. Now, we relate this to every area of your life. So let's say in business, how do you stage your success in business? Are you staging it consciously, or are you staging it unconsciously? And when you stage your success unconsciously, you are relying on the habits, on the automations that are installed in your physiology and in your thinking up to this point. So if you've given no attention and no specific direction to your body's sensations and what you want your body to do in commanding your body to feel and operate at a certain level, then you will receive the results of your unconscious intention. And I see that a lot in business owners and entrepreneurs, whether you're starting a business, whether you've been on the road for 4 years or 40 years. Those people that have enormous success in business especially, or in other areas of their life, stage themselves specifically for success. They know very clearly what they want, and then they wire themselves to the event that is their end. So remember, at a biological level, at a system level, at a biochemical level, what you experience by way of an emotion is the signal that an event has occurred. And an event, using your emotions as the compass or the needle, is the experience. So staging success is about enrolling the body, your environment, time, and yourself by way of your mind. And I've mentioned that in a previous episode called Betty, B-E-T-Y, body, environment, time, and yourself. So you must get out of your own way, which is the unconscious programming that lays dormant and on automation or autopilot that was geared and wired through habits formed through repetition based on your past. So you must get out of your own way, which means to upgrade your concept of self, upgrade the concept of self, your identity, and align that to your desired result in business. So I hear a lot of competing narratives in the business space around coaches and consultants, health practitioners, healers of all kinds. And that is, I need this and I need this and I need this, all in the outside world. And they're hustling and they're grinding and they're continually living outside of themselves. They're living in a hope mentality or in a survival mentality or consciousness, which is, I have not given myself permission to experience the end result as a biochemical experience or event in the body or as a neurological event in my brain, because I haven't done the funnel, I haven't got my niche worked out, I haven't got all my paperwork, all these sorts of things. So you delay your gratification, and in delaying your gratification, you build up the chemistry in your body that says you do not have what you desire yet. Keep going and using the same system and the same ingredients or the same information to follow the same path, which is invariably a very long, slow, drawn-out process. So when we want to talk about staging success, it is the morning routine, it's the evening routine, but it's also what you do during the day. Now, I'm not here to say that you should enjoy every aspect of business. That is a very unique individual that says, hey, I really enjoy building funnels. I really enjoy writing copy. I really enjoy, setting up marketing and advertising campaigns. I really enjoy onboarding and making sales or converting, whatever it's going to be. Now, if you enjoy all of those aspects, then that's unique. That's fantastic. However, the enjoyment comes before the event when you are conscious of making it an intentional command aligned with your outcome. So when you are operating at a conscious level, you are consciously deciding what you want to experience ahead of time, and you are staging your body, getting it prepared, staging your environment, which means, am I attempting to be productive in a room that is cluttered or filled with noise, or giving myself 5 minutes to do a 30-minute task? All these sorts of things are going to rub against your potential and also create resistance by way of your performance. So stage your body, getting it prepared, which means enrolling yourself in the end. What is it that you want to experience today? What is it that you want to experience at a micro level, which is this day, this moment? Then go to the macro. What is it that I ultimately want to experience when I string all of these daily events and all these daily experiences together? What is it that I want to experience at a vibration level, at a level of frequency? And the level of frequency is how we feel. Okay, so we stage our body, then we stage our environment, we unclutter our environment, we give ourselves a time dilation. So we dilate time, which means if you only have 5 minutes to do a 30-minute job and send it off to someone or respond to a phone call, you can use the chemistry of your staged body to effectively perform effectively in those 5 minutes instead of 30. If you have an environment where people are operating seemingly against what you want, like, I don't know why you're in business, I don't know, why don't you go and get a real job? We've all heard that one before. Why don't you just get something that's stable, that pays the bills, and you'll have the evenings and the weekends off and do whatever you want to do? That's not why we're here as entrepreneurs. We're not here to sit and swallow the system of 9 to 5. We're here to create disruption. We're here to make change. And entrepreneurs are pretty much at the grassroots system busters, okay? So staging your success, stage your body, morning and evening routine, stage your environment, making sure it's clear of junk and clutter, external environment, and then stage your internal environment, which says, I am now on and focused and giving specific conscious attention towards my desired outcomes, okay? Whether it's in the micro, which is for today, or the macro, which is the end result that you ultimately want for your practice or your business. The next is time, stage time. Now, you've got the Pareto principle that says pretty much that the time allocated to do a task is the time in which you achieve and complete the task, more or less. So when you're staging time, you're actually not enrolled in the full concept of time that says, what I do now, I need to wait for the result to turn around and be sent back as an effect. So time is linked to cause rather than time is linked to effect. And you can go back to previous episodes and just wrap your head around that for the moment, because a lot of the conversations I've had with private clients over the last 2 weeks have been all around unsubscribing from the time for money model, the unsubscribe from the time for money matrix. So essentially, like with compound interest, you can use your energy, your imagination, and your intentionality to, in a very specific, directed way, to create compound interest and compound results on your effort. So regarding time, if you've got a 30-minute window or a 90-minute window where you can be productive and you focus on the output of 1 to 3 tasks, no more than that, 1 to 3. Anything more than that, you become disrupted and you're overwhelmed, and you ultimately go to the easiest and the lightest task on your list and leave the other for the next day. And as we all know, it's like continually pushing the button on your Mac or your PC that says update available, and you go, not now, do it tomorrow. Not now, do it tomorrow. And you continually put it off until the next day. So staging time is understanding that it doesn't matter whether it's 5 minutes, 30 minutes, or 50 minutes, or 90 minutes. Understand that when you are super, super laser focused with your attention and energy directed towards a specific outcome, in that time frame, you are in fact creating a compound metric of results. And the compound metric is essentially understanding the fabric of the cosmos. It's saying that what I send out is returned to me multiplied. And this is as a creator, this is as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, and at the deep root and the energetic level of all great entrepreneurs and business owners and movement leaders is an understanding of this concept, understanding of this law. Essentially, your energy precedes you. Now, I've been saying that for years to all the people in my presentations or masterminds or private clients, and sooner or later, the penny drops and they go, wow, I understand. My thought energy precedes me. It actually goes out ahead of me and starts to work and feed back to me as I move through spaces and experience time. So what I think now will be returned to me at some moment in the linear future. Likewise, with your feeling energy, it will go out and it will meet you. The results will meet you at some point in a linear time frame. So if you are sitting here or driving or listening to this, wherever you are, then whatever you think, feel, and act upon right now, you are, in effect, sending out a boomerang of instruction that is going to return to you based on the strength of what you send out, based on the strength of that signal. So this is hugely important about staging success. You prepare your body, your mind, your environment, and the time bubble, the time frame in which you are operating in consciously for success. Is this making sense? I hope you're getting some value from this. So everything links together. Now here's the clincher. You have a thought and you transfer that. It is translated in, an idea is translated into a thought is then translated into words and a feeling, and then a feeling is then translated into action. You must take action towards your ideal. You must take action towards the desired result. Now, does that mean that you need to go out and hustle and grind? No. It means that when you understand that your energy precedes you, you will flip the model of 80-20. And instead of it being, I'm going to go out and spend 80% of my energy in the outer world efforting and pushing and tasking, and 20% on the inside reflecting and imagining and focusing, I'm going to flip that model around. So I think earlier in this episode I mentioned about the Pareto principle of time, but it's actually the Pomodorian principle. Okay, so I just want to correct myself there. So the Pareto principle here is that we are now flipping the model around and saying, when I am really clear on the instructions that I'm emitting as a signal from my thoughts, feelings, and actions, then I understand that they are working for me in the field ahead of me, as it were, on this linear timescale. And as long as I continue to walk forward on the path and take action, regardless of what action is, it may feel like you're taking misaligned action, or it may feel like you're getting stuck in the grind or in nitty-gritty or on a task that you don't really want to do. But you know what? The task is liberating the energy that was once stored in your body, and that task is now sharing it with the field, and that energy is picked up by the field and with conscious intention is added to the boomerang effect of your previous intentionality coming back to you faster. Let me give you an example. So in some recent conversations with clients, let's say that they have an opportunity that has come up for them and they think, okay, Matt, you've told me to stay in my lane. Staying in my lane is about being discerning. It's about being investing in my energy, investing in the currency of my thought, actions, and feelings. So I've got an opportunity that's come in from left field. Do I need to say yes to it? Do I want to say yes to it? And so we sit with it, and then the question is answered, which is, yes, I'm going to lean in and explore because it does feel aligned, although it feels a little bit premature. I'm not going to invest fully in it, but I'm going to give it some attention. And by giving it some attention, I'm going to start taking action upon it, which might be returning the phone call, exploring through a phone call what it may mean by way of what the opportunity actually is and how it can align and whether it is aligned moving forward. Then you decide that it is, and you put out an email or a post, or you make another phone call and you organize a gathering. And this is a long way around of saying that you are taking action in the field in support of the clean, conscious, focused, desired intent that you have at the morning and evening routine. Now, within a very short period of time, you'll get a feeling and you'll get some feedback that says, this is not aligned after all. Maybe the person is over-promising and under-delivering. Maybe it's not what I really want to do because it's what I used to do and what I feel comfortable with, but it doesn't light me up and turn me on. You have taken action anyway, which has proven to the field that you're able to liberate the energy once stored in the body through procrastination and share it with the field. And as long as you're maintaining that higher perspective, then what comes back to you is a new glimpse, okay? A new breadcrumb of opportunity that is in fact aligned. And you would say, would I have experienced this super aligned opportunity and clarity had I not said yes to what turned out to be misaligned? That's the conundrum. What comes before what? So the whole key to this episode is around trusting yourself by staging the event and staging your success ahead of time through the body, your environment, internal and external, and through time, creating an anomaly in time, which means a time bubble where you focus intently and you are curious as to what the information that you are sending out to the field through your actions are going to result and return and be returned to you. So this is a bit of a different episode. I look forward to hearing your feedback on this one. Staging success is something that can be taught easily and as early as preschool, as early as primary school, and yet we don't get taught how to stage success. We don't get taught how to stage ourselves to win, or i.e. stage ourselves to be the beneficiaries of our desires fulfilled. I'm encouraging you to do it. I'm encouraging you to slow down your effort in the world of matter and to speed up your focus by walking on the inner planes, getting clear and focused from the beginning, and have your clearly intended outcome already scheduled and planned so that you know what it feels like as an experience ahead of time. All right, I hope this episode has helped you in some way. I look forward to your feedback. So from me here to wherever you are in the world, dream a better dream. And remember, it's all you, baby. See you in the field.